Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have Mr. Shamir Rajadurai. Shamir is actually a person who's very, very well versed in the topic that we're going to be talking about today. He is a crime prevention specialist. Now, he's actually the owner and founder of PreventCrimeNow.com and also a member of International CPTED Association. Welcome, Shamir. How are you?
Thank you very much, Anas. I'm great. Thank you very much for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit with regard to the two things, PreventCrimeNow.com, what does it do? And also what does International CPTED Association mean?
Okay, Prevent Crime Now is basically a company which we run, which provides a lot of training and consultancy on crime prevention workshops and also strategies. What we do, which is very interesting, is that we study crime at the grassroots. So that means we interview criminals and we get it from their point of view. So when we come up with a solution, it's very practical and it's based upon actual criminal code of conduct, for example, of how they actually commit these crimes. What is the International CPTED Association? CPTED, actually spelled CPTED, stands for Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design, which basically talks about how do you design a certain space or property using architecture to reduce crime at the end of the day. It's not so much of putting CCTV and security guards. At the end of the day, it's as simple as lighting, the design, the type of grill you use, the design of things. And I am a member of that international body. There are quite a few members, but there are only 19 people worldwide which are certified in this. And thankfully, I'm the only one in Southeast Asia which is certified by the international body.
Wow, okay. Can you tell me now, with regard to the COVID-19 situation and with the MCO, what is your personal take with regard to whether is there an increased, you see an increased need for personal safety and security moving forward during this period? Do you see incidences of crime happening more frequently? What's your personal point of view?
Okay, so we can take this from two angles. One would be the current situation where everyone is still under the MCO. Based on the report by the KL police, there was an article in the newspaper, street crime has dropped by 48%, which is extremely good. But then again, you have individuals which are creating unnecessary panic. I remember there was a video circulating stating that there was a mugging that happened in Taman Sri Manja during the MCO. So he said, oh, it just happened today. Please be careful and all. But when me and my team looked at the video, immediately we knew it wasn't something that happened today for a few reasons. One, we saw kids in school uniform. Two, we saw no one was using a mask. And when we did a bit of digging, we found out that actually happened in March last year. So you have people spreading this kind of fake news, which creates an unnecessary fear of crime. So crime rates have dropped tremendously. There are isolated cases where people's homes have been broken into, again, because it's just so easy to move around now. As in motorcycles and all, they can just weave in and out. There's no traffic. So you've got that which is going on now. But my personal opinion and looking at crime rates, at the moment, it's very low. But that does not mean you take it for granted. It doesn't mean, oh, don't worry, police are patrolling everywhere so I can leave my house doors unlocked. No, you still take those necessary precautions. It's just that it's just chances of you being snatched and all, it's at a much lower frequency than it was before the MCO. What can we expect after the MCO is lifted? That's where we expect crime rates to increase. At the moment, what is currently going on with the MCO, scams are increasing. Property crime, not so much, but scams are still on the rise. For example, everybody is wondering, how do we apply for the 600 ringgit or 1,000 ringgit? This is where scammers call you and cheat you. It will still go on after the MCO is lifted, but property crime will increase for a few reasons. One, people just need money. Criminals need money. And the best thing, they do what they do best. Go and rob houses, snatch bags and all. And also after the MCO is lifted, I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be back on the roads, even though there is the order you're not supposed to have events for the next 6 months or so. But still, your day-to-day lifestyle is back to normal. And you are going to have this sort of criminals just going out and doing their day-to-day normal acts. So we do expect an increase. I wouldn't say an increase from the usual rates, but an increase after the MCO has been lifted.
So I guess before MCO and post MCO, you probably still will have crime. It's part and parcel of probably our daily life and routine. The question
Yes.
then now is the frequency and also what we as ordinary citizens can do in order to minimize ourselves as being targets, minimize our properties from being singled out and being targets as well. So can I just ask you, based on your recent findings, after you interviewed so many people who are in jails across Malaysia, can you let us know with regard to what are some precautions that we can take for just personal safety first before we go into the home safety?
Okay, when we look at personal safety, a lot of people say, don't walk around with a handbag. That's not true. If you walk around with any sort of bag, it can be a backpack, even a wallet. Guys, we carry wallets, we don't carry handbags. You can still be a victim. Those kind of things are usually crimes of opportunity. If they see you and they think, okay, this looks like a suitable target, or this person looks like they have a lot of money on them, you are going to be a target. But again, you don't have to change your lifestyle just because there are criminals out there. All you need to do is just be a bit cautious. We'll talk about those precautionary measures in a while. The next, we would look at what criminals usually look out for are individuals who, the streets of most spaces, most cities have been designed with proper walkways. But yet we still choose to walk on the road, on areas which are isolated, and this gives criminals that opportunity. So those, when it comes to street crime, that's just the main two things we need to look out for. When it comes to property, I'm also going to include vehicles for this. The biggest concern is always motorcycle theft, and it's still going to be a big concern after the MCO is lifted. Motorcycle thefts mainly occur because motorcycles are very easy to steal. The best preventive measure: lock your bike. Not just the handle lock your tire or your rim. Lock that. That's very important. So just get an additional padlock, lock it. I know for a fact MPPJ and most city councils have already provided motorcycle locking doors. You just need to put that effort and buy a lock and just lock it. When we sit down with even like Putrajaya City Council and all, they spend a lot of money on the city building motorcycle locking doors, but nobody uses it because people say, oh, leceh, I'm lazy to lock my bike. But then when it goes missing, you blame somebody. So that's one thing that we need to look out for when it comes to vehicle theft, especially motor vehicle theft. Just a quick tip: when it comes to your motor cars, please do not leave your access card or your touch and go card inside your vehicle. Always remove it, because just say you go to an area, a shopping mall, for example. You have entered using your touch and go card. Your touch and go card is in your card. The guy steals your car. He drives out. He taps out with your card. So never leave it in your vehicle. And also, that's one of the most common. Your smart tag is one of the most stolen things as well. So please be very careful with that. When it comes to your home, I think the same rule applies any time of the year. Lock your doors, lock your gate, leave a light on. Never ever leave your house dark. It allows people to go in undetected. So leave a light on. If anybody is in your house or attempts to enter, you can see what's going on and you can call the police. Or your neighbor might see somebody attempting to enter, and they can do something called the police or something of that sort. So it's simple tips. I don't believe crime prevention needs to be very expensive, or you need to put in too much effort and make your house a prison. You don't need to do that. You don't need to fortify your house. It's all just simple tips and tricks that you need to do. Another thing which is very important, maybe just add an extra latch to your bedroom door. So in case of an emergency, you can run and lock your bedroom door, and every time you go to bed, please lock your doors, your bedroom door as well.
Okay, that's very interesting when you say lock the bedroom door. Is there a particular reason why you should say that?
Yes, because just say if you hear some noise outside your room, and this is especially if you do not have children. If you hear noise outside your room, don't exit your room. Call the police. Don't worry, just call the police. It's unusual for you to hear noise. Just call the police. If you have children, then do not lock your door. The safety of your children comes first. But then I would advise you to tell your kids to lock their door at night.
Okay. Now there's actually a lot of home delivery products, services, because at the end of the day, MCO prevents you from also traveling and moving about. With all these people coming in and out, particularly also the gated and guarded communities, it's going to be very challenging to ascertain who's who coming in and out. What kind of precautionary measures could you take a look at in terms of giving some advice that you're dealing with a bona fide party, or you're opening your door to a bona fide party?
Well, I think one thing is you need to be, well, let's talk about gated properties first. If security decides to reduce their or not follow their SOPs at times like this is where you're going to have that issue. Most security companies have an SOP whereby you call the owner first to confirm, did you order this? Yes, by this company. I think now you have to be specific. Which company is delivering it to you? So if you say yes, then that's the person that goes through. The same goes for your home as well. The good thing about a lot of food deliveries or even parcel deliveries, you can track it at the moment. Especially with the MCO, just say Grab is coming to deliver, you will see, okay, the driver is outside your house. So you know, okay, this is a good time to go out. So if somebody ding dong suddenly and you did not order anything, do not exit your home. Do not say, oh yeah, it's a free meal. No, don't exit your home.
So do you recommend that a person should actually install a grill in front of the main door as well? So at least when you open the main door, you can still see, but the grill is actually one more barrier?
Oh, I would assume everybody's home has a grill by now. No, but yeah, I think if you talk about the basic necessities when it comes to security, a grill is a must. There is no two ways about it. You can have a sliding door or a wooden door. If you have a door and you have a door, you must have a grill. Because here's the thing, especially during the MCO and all, you are confined to your home. And you might want fresh air, and of course you want fresh air. So you will leave your door open. Your grill is your next point of security. If you don't have a grill, your door is open, somebody is just going to jump in and walk straight into your home. So if you don't already have a grill, please make sure you install a grill, because when we look at a lot of housing projects these days, a lot of it actually does come with a grill, and I think property developers that do not install grills should really install grills. It's a bit disappointing if you do not provide these basic security necessities to your home buyers.
So just say, for instance, you already are in a situation where A, there is no grill, but B, you can't install a grill right now because of MCO. So I guess the only feedback that you could probably say to take it safe is make sure the door is closed and it's locked. And if you can, just open a window and make sure the window is not able to open all the way where people can come in and jump across into the house, right?
For the time being, if you have not been able to install a grill yet, but you want a bit of air to come in, or when the delivery guy comes, you just want to have a peek whether he's the real guy or not, quickly head off to the hardware store and get one of those latches with the chain around it, like what you would see sometimes in hotels and all. So just get one of those, so at least you can leave the door slightly ajar, and also if somebody comes, you can take a peek outside, but they can't come in.
So can I ask you, with regard to when you want to go travel, just say for instance, if you want to, post MCO, you want to take a short break because you're so cooped up in the house, what would be some of the top things that you would do before you leave the house to make sure that during the short stay away, your house is still safe? What would you do?
Okay. The first thing, inform the police. There's something called a Borang Balik Kampung. Please fill that up, give it to the police. What the Borang Balik Kampung does is that it allows the police to come and check on the days you're not at home. So they'll come, they'll check if everything is okay according to what you have reported, then it's fine. If they suddenly see, hey, you left the car behind, but when they come to the house and your car is not there, they will take action. They will call you. The first thing they will call you. If they cannot get you, they will immediately start looking for a vehicle. So you can get something called a Borang Balik Kampung. If you go on to our Facebook page, Prevent Crime Now, you can actually get a copy from there as well. The next would be, if you have CCTVs at home, is good. Just monitor once in a while. But the next best thing is to actually ask your neighbours to look out for your home when you're not at home. Just say, hey, if I'm not going to be at home, if any parcels come, please collect it for me. Any deliveries, any letters or leaflets or flyers which are put in my post box, please remove it. A lot of people forget that. Anytime they say, if I was a crook and I pass by a house now and I see, hey, I see a lot of mail, a lot of or there's flyers and all just in the post box, I know no one is at home. So just ask your neighbours to take them out for you.
I guess one of the easiest and least expensive ways or cost-effective ways is actually to get to know who your neighbours are and to develop that relationship with your neighbour as well.
That's very important thing that you just mentioned. Like, get to know your neighbours. That's actually what reduces crime. Like I said, crime prevention does not need to be expensive. This is how you reduce crime. Why do you think in the kampung areas and all crime rates are so low? Because everyone knows everyone. Same thing in the city. If we were just to practice that, that would be a very, very effective way of reducing crime.
Would you have any advice with regard to now children being at home? And I know that this is not so much in terms of crime, but in terms of just having the logistics in the house. Usually probably in a house there's not everybody cooped up in for long periods of time together. Now, if you actually have a very limited space and you have a huge amount of family members running around in a very small space, is there something that they could learn or do together in order to both increase the level of awareness of crime, safety, and making sure that they learn something during this period? Is there some resource that they can approach or obtain?
One good thing is that if you actually check out our Facebook page as well, from time to time we've posted a lot of videos on crime prevention. And it gets interesting. We have a mini series called Crime Crooks and Criminology, which we talk about crime, we show statistics, and we give you a very interesting view of crime. So one thing would be, if you want to learn more, that's a very good platform. So you can again go to our Facebook page, it's right there. That would be a good thing. Another thing, especially when it comes to children and family at home, this is a good time to actually educate your children on safety measures, because again, you're at home. When I talk about safety, it's not just crime. You also have to talk about fire safety and other things. One thing which I think is very important at this age is child sexual abuse. That awareness should be given to children at this age. So this is a good time to connect with your children. Communication is very important when it comes to this, especially because again, when we talk about child sexual abuse, it could be from relatives, could be from teachers, friends. So this is a good time. You're cooped up in the house to build that bond and have a very open conversation about this kind of things, communication as well, that your child feels comfortable enough to share with you if he or she has any encounters such as this, or even as simple as bullying at school. So this is a good time for you to actually build that bond with your child.
Well done. Shamir, I just wanted to come back again to this grill question just now, because I have heard in the past whereby in cases of emergency, when you can open the main door, but you cannot open the grill. And as you as the person staying in the house, you cannot exit fast enough and you yourself are in danger. Isn't a grill then a double-edged sword?
Okay, actually it is. If you were to ask Bomba would disagree with me and say, no, without a grill, it is better. But now, Bomba has a lot of, how do you put it, equipment. They are well equipped to handle, in case of a fire, there's a grill, they will know how to open it immediately. So here's what I would suggest. And a lot of grill designers or manufacturers should do this as well. And this is, and I say this because this is what I did for the grill in my house. My window, the grill, one panel actually has a latch, but you don't see it from the outside and you will never know. But from the inside, you will know there's, so in case of emergency, I just have to unlatch the thing and I can go out. So there is a small, within my grill, there's a small gate to say.
I see. Okay, so it's not so much in terms of you always have to have the key nearby. So if someone knows where you keep the key, then you're in trouble as well.
Yeah, but of course, the best form of deterrent, is always actually to have a dog. Actually, that's the best form of security. It doesn't matter what breed your dog is. In fact, my personal opinion, the street dogs are the best because low maintenance and they're actually quite protective to a large extent. So street dogs, to me, I think are very good. There are a lot of dogs now which are strays. Go and adopt one, no harm. Just one thing I would say: you take care of a dog, the dog will protect. Sacrifice life for you. For those of you who do not have dog, but for our Muslim friends, if you have any concerns about rearing a dog, the next best thing. But not everywhere you can have this in an apartment. But the kampung people will rear a goose, and that animal functions exactly like a dog. It only recognizes its owner. Any outsider that comes in, it makes a lot of noise, and if you come in the house, it's going to chase you and try to peck you. So the next alternative is a goose.
Do you recommend that when you actually have a house, do you recommend a panic room in the house?
A panic room in a house?
Yeah.
Well, if you have a proper latch to your bedroom door, that's your panic room. So that's why actually I mentioned keep a latch, and your bedroom door should be actually a sturdy door, not something that you can kick down, not thin plywood or anything like that. If you're building a house from scratch and you have the funds for it, then you can have a panic room. But other than that, just your bedroom door should be your panic room.
Right. Thanks so much. I mean, I think what we've done and covered so far is basically how you make sure that you yourself are safe, your family members are safe, and making sure that your property is safe as well. They're taking some very simple steps. And you mentioned that your Facebook page, preventcrime.now.com, actually has a lot of information, videos, and guidelines in terms of what they can actually do to actually keep safe. Would that be correct?
Yes, the Facebook page, you just type Prevent Crime Now and you would find us.
Okay. And lastly, last question before I let you go, and I know you're busy. The last question I wanted to ask you is this. If you've been reading the news of late when people actually open the gate to go out and then they mess about in the car, whereby they open the trunk and they take their time to get into the car, we've actually seen a few videos that people take this opportunity to rush through the gate and rob. What would your advice be for someone who is trying to get the things ready to drive before actually doing so? What would your advice be?
Okay, I think this is due to many habit. It's a habitual thing. You take your time in the morning, you go out, you're a bit slow in the morning. I think one thing which is very important, before you leave your house at the gate, if you notice there are people which are roaming around on bikes, or someone who's not supposed to be there is there, do not exit your house. Just wait a few more minutes. But if it's a bit more safer, once you go out, you suddenly hear maybe a motorcycle coming by, speed up your process a bit. It's mainly a habitual thing that we do in the morning. We like to take things slow. So it just comes down to being extra cautious, just a bit extra cautious. Please don't walk around, go out of your house with a stick and all. Again, anything that's a weapon to you can be used as a weapon against you. So please be very careful. Most criminals come with parangs anyway. Don't try to fight back. Just when you go out, just look left, look right. If you don't think it's safe, always trust your gut instinct. Always trust your gut instinct. You see a motorcycle pass by, you see a car drive by, and you see something is not right about this, trust your gut instinct.
Shamir, you just gave me one last question to ask you. Just if you actually came to a situation whereby, alamak, you already are going to get robbed, you can see it coming already, what do you do? Run? Fight?
Okay, first thing you do, run as fast as you can, scream as loud as you can. That's the first thing you do. If you cannot, just stop, give the guy what you have, and tell him, please don't hurt me. Most, and this is our experience with criminals, you're going to come across two types of criminals. One which is violent and one which is non-violent. You can never tell the difference between both. I've sat down with some very decent looking people who turned out to be the worst kind of criminals, the most violent kind of criminals. So what you can do is, if you cannot run, stop, take and give your money, okay? And you start praying that that he's not in the non-violent type. In an occasion, he is the violent type. Again, screaming and running is the best thing you can do. At that point of time, fight back. Whether you know martial arts or you don't know martial arts, it's not going to make a difference. When the parang is coming down on you, block. That's the only thing I can say. Block and run, and if you have to hit him to escape, hit him to escape.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shamir. Thank you so much for your time. We found that this talk is both worrying and scary and exciting at the same time. And we hope that we never ever get to come to that situation where we are faced with such aggression. But I think...
I do hope so as well. But I think just before I end, I think I really must thank you and Star Property for doing this, for taking the effort to actually educate the public at times, at difficult times such as this. I would like to thank you and your organization for taking the effort to actually educate people and make Malaysia a safer place.
Thank you so much, Shamir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Shamir Rajadurai, crime prevention specialist, and you can always catch him on his Facebook page. And when he does have time, and come and join us in our Star Property events where we will have him featured as well. Thank you so much, Shamir.
Thank you so much, Ernest.